Welcome back. The second semifinal game here at the Top of the Peak tournament, presented by Les Schwab, and great to have a number of sponsors we'll tell you about. It's Mark Aucutt with Todd Elvig, and we've got a solid matchup once again. It is the Richland Bombers against the Union Titans, and coming into this game here on STSPN.com, Union is 7-0, Richland is 3-1. And so both a couple of good records right there. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Richland Bombers as announced by their head coach, Amy Westerfield. Starting as a 5'7" senior point guard, Maggie Smith. 5'6" point guard, junior, Macy Millam. Also a 5'8" forward, senior, Lexi Hay. 5'11" senior guard will be Kylie Fox. And rounding out the lineup, a 5'10" sophomore forward, Mackenzie Schultz. Going to the other side, Union starting as a point guard, a 5'6" junior, Rowan Riley. Also starting a guard position, a 5'9" senior, Ellie Fleming. A freshman starting, and she's been lighting it up on the points, Brooklyn Haywood, and she is a 5'9" point guard. Ava Smith starts. She's a 5'8" junior guard, and Alexandria Yelverton rounds it out in the post. She's a 6-foot junior. So there you have it. The head coach for Union is Gary Mills, the assistant coach Todd Spike, and he's got a daughter playing on the team. So this is going to be a good matchup. There's no doubt about that. You also have in this game, I'm checking on the officials, Brian Kelly, Pat Matson, and Chris Smith.
I'd like to do a shout out to Rory Rosenbaugh. Hey, Coach Rowe.
Yeah, he did a great job coaching football here at Glacier Peak High School for their first years of existence, and he's done a really good job down at Union. That guy, I would have loved to have played for him.
Yeah, no, he brought the spread out, and when he brought that, nobody at Wesco had seen it, and he just pummeled everybody.
Set for the tip-off. Richland is in their green uniforms. They've got gold and black involved in the color scheme. And then also it's going to be white for Union with the red. They got some gray in there too. Here we go. So Richland's going from right to left. They win the tip-off. Batted around some, and it's fun in the first few minutes to really get to see how these teams run their offenses, how the defense sets up. That's a good-looking shot, but couldn't get it to fall. Strong rebound underneath by Mackenzie Schultz. Now, I was telling you about the player that's done really well for Union. That's Brooklyn Haywood. Averages 27 points a game. She's only a freshman. That is amazing. Well, trying to get a basket. Didn't work that time. Still sitting at 0-0 in the first minute of action. The winner of this game will play against Tahoma. Tomorrow it'll be on STSPN.com, and that'll take place at 3:15. Richland does a really solid job of forcing them outside. 3 on the shot clock. It's winding down. They have to get one off. Well, it was blocked and then ends up in the hands of the Richland Bomber player. Still no score over 2 minutes in. That one off. So the offense is not in sync. They're actually 6:46 to go. And another miss. That's good positioning, though, by Mackenzie Schultz getting those rebounds. Miss down inside. Out of bounds, and it's going to be Richland basketball. Both teams showing good defense so far in this game. Way outside, and that is good. Coming through, Kylie Fox with the basket for 3, and she averages 19 points a game and 8 rebounds per game. Definitely part of what's led them to a good start. That is a basket by Brooklyn Haywood. Going to be a turnover. 6:15 to go in the first quarter, and Union will get the ball right back. See the players moving around trying to get in position there. Not going to be a miss on that one. Ellie Fleming not able to connect. I like the quickness we're seeing from Richland coming out of backcourt. Double team, can't get a shot off. That's a perfect looking shot. Basket by Macy Milam. So they have hit 2 3-pointers. Their lead is up to 4 points at 6-2. Sweet. Brooklyn Haywood. And you're going to have to watch and trying to contain her. Definitely a player as a freshman that, and she puts the defense on right there, but as a freshman, you see her playing above her class level. She's going to be with Richland for 3 more years. Handling the ball coming out of backcourt right now. I have a hunch she's been playing this game for some time. We got a grab. That's going to go against Kylie Fox, her first foul. First team foul. First team foul for either team with 5:21 to go in the first quarter. We had some stoppages in that first game. Brian Kelly is reffing both games here for the semifinals. Glacier Peak won earlier. The host school, they'll play Nooksack Valley coming up tomorrow in one of the consolation games. Wow, what a move. That's Brooklyn Haywood. And she has scored all 6 points for Union. Foul is going to be on Maggie Smith. First foul, second team foul. Heading to the foul line is Brooklyn Haywood. She will have 1 shot. You know, it's interesting. We started actually this one a little bit early. The last one was delayed, so they were able to catch back up. Haywood now with 7 points already, and the lead switches hands for the first time. Remember, it was 6-2. Now it's 7-6, and now it's 8-7.
Basket by number 4, Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith running through there and making a great shot. Like that defense applied by Richland.
Well, you know, the girls saw the player of the game shirt.
Yep, it always is great incentive.
And all of a sudden, they're just like, hey, there's a, what? We could get that shirt. We
Yeah.
gotta play a little harder.
Yeah, I'm not sure that there's any coverage for these two schools like the way we can cover things with the high-tech graphics and all that kind of stuff. They might have a radio station down there that does some of their games, or the Union out of Camas and Richland part of the Tri-Cities. That one comes out. Alexandria Velverto. Good positioning to get that rebound. And Richland again with the quickness too. Right up court, blazing through. That is going to be Macy Milam. She now has 5 points. And Richland is up by 3. Looking around, not able to find anybody. Now finally gets it to Haywood. Way outside.
Wow.
Bingo. Now we're getting entertained by her. This game is tied at 10. 30-second timeout called by Richland. Tied at 10, 3:42 to go in the first quarter on STSPN.com.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Back to the second semifinal game of the top of the Peak tournament at Glacier Peak High School, home of the Grizzlies. And we got a great group of sponsors we want to recognize. Les Schwab, our presenting sponsor this evening. Also American Family Insurance, Monster Beverage, Army Navy, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Air Conditioning, Bickford Ford, McDaniels Do-It Center, Airfield Espresso, Gene Johnson Plumbing, and Adrenaline Fundraising. And tell you what, support those sponsors and encourage more to get on board, and we can do even more games. We really appreciate the sponsorship, which helps defer costs. And that's going to be a miss by Brooklyn Haywood. So thanking all of them for being on board, and some of them have been on board from the very beginning or close to it.
13 years.
Yeah, it's great that you've been able to do this since the start of the previous decade. Out of bounds, 2 team fouls for Richland and none for Union, but tied at 10. Richland coming out of backcourt. She's handled the ball really well. That's Milam. Pulls up off the left side, and that's going to go short. Haywood working the ball out of backcourt. This is really fun to watch a player who's just a freshman have that kind of command out on the court. Little fake right there. Now steps in, misses on the shot. But she's definitely a big go-to player for the Union Titans. Up it goes, and too short. She had a good shot as far as release and everything, and now getting the rebound will be Union as they come out of backcourt. Yep, starting to see some of those come up a little bit short, and we're going to have a foul underneath. That is going to go against Union. It'll be their first team foul. Going against Ava Smith, her team's first foul. Now in for Richland is Paige Morrow. She's a senior. Richland has long been competitive in a number of sports. They've had some great baseball teams come out of there. And Union, a school that really got competitive quite quickly. They have a great band, too. We've seen them at the state basketball tournament, and they played in the state football championship.
Yeah, they're competitive, I think, on most fronts.
Up fake. Haywood's going to try to go inside with the pass, but deflected out to one of her teammates. That's a long one. Oh, tough on that one. That was right in there, twirled right out of there. 1:49 to go in the first quarter. Tied at 10. Took both teams a while to even get on the scoreboard. And they had a flurry of baskets, and now it's slowed down once again. Off the mark on that one to the left. Good hustle underneath, coming through. Macy Milam. Looking around, there's 20 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Oh, another one that was very close to dropping in there for Lexi Hay. Now Union with Haywood distributing the basketball. We saw a lot of inside play in the previous game, especially for Emerald Ridge. They had the bigs and kept going in there. That was like almost a slow motion three-pointer. Ava Smith, it was just watching that, was kind of hung in the air for a while, and it is now a 13-10 lead as the lead switching hands. Oh yeah, she traveled.
Traveling violation. Union.
Some of those are pretty obvious, and
Into the game for
through
Union,
no
number 10.
fault of her. Well, yes, she made the mistake, but at the same time, you're trying to sometimes look for teammates, and they're not quite there or where you want them to be, and then you get called for that. Kylie Kukas coming into the lineup, also back in Mackenzie Schultz, so she got a rest. As we're under a minute to go, 34 seconds left in the first quarter. A little volleyball taking place underneath. Paige Morrow will come out of backcourt. Shot clock is almost even with the quarter clock. Off the left side, a good-looking shot, but can't get it to drop.
They left her alone out there.
Yeah, they did, and she just didn't connect. Out of bounds, that's going to be Richland basketball. Down by the 3 points with 13.2 on the clock. Here at Glacier Peak High School, top of the Peak tournament. Second of 3 days. Good looking shot there. And again, they just haven't been connecting on those outside shots. They've been getting them, just haven't been able to make them. 13-10 at the end of the first quarter as you hear the buzzer go off. Union has the lead. They're the home team on the scoreboard. And we'll be back after this message on STSPN.com.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back. And, you know, that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Full practice, switch doctor, request immediate hot extra, take it on.
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
everyone's come together and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boats.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
We are here live at Glacier Peak High School, the top of the Peak girls basketball tournament, winter tournament. Always fun to get these in during the holidays. And there's several that take place throughout the state. Union will inbound. They are up by 3 points at 13-10. Mark Aucutt with Todd Elvig and Sarah Elvig on STSPN.com. To break things down, man, that was physical action right there. Almost a held ball, but the winner on that one was Alexandria Valverde. Yeah, Richland will get the ball again, working their way into front court. Good pass over on the left wing, and a miss by Kylie Kukas. They've been getting some good shots, just haven't been able to connect on those outside shots. There's been some sag off by Union. Just saying, okay, take a shot, see what you come up with. Like right there, they gave her plenty of space, but they're, in that sense, they're also clogging up the lane quite well. There you go. There's Maggie Smith. Three-pointer. We are tied. 13-13. Union taking their time. They're also outside quite a bit. Look, a fake, and down low. There he is, Alexandria Velverton. Basket made, Yelverton. Okay, so here is Richland underneath, and Yelverton is causing that turnover right there. 3-second violation. Good defense by Yelverton and the rest of her teammates to force that one. Union about to inbound with the pressure on by Richland.
That was close.
Yeah, almost got, very good, playing very hard, and that is going to be Richland basketball. What great hustle down there by Maggie Smith. They sub in. Union's bench is down to our left, Richland down to our right. So when they switch halves, obviously that works out well with your team in front of you.
Ooh, that was pretty close to a travel right there.
Yeah, got to watch dragging those feet out there. They've been called for it once. Defense very strong right there for Ava Smith. Now, Richland going inside, a miss on the first one, and that'll be 2 shots coming up for Maya Rowe, as Union will commit their second team foul. That one goes against Alex Yelverton, her second. Maya Rowe connects on the first one. This one will tie the game if she can connect on it. Team fouls even at 2. Off the rim. So that means they are 1 for 2 from the line, and Union is 1 for 1. Haywood got a foul shot to complete a 3-point play. Strong, good rebound that time by Kylie Fox, and held off Alex Yelverton. Out of bounds, last touched by Union. So we got another really good matchup here. We had that in the first one.
Yes, we did.
Macy Milam. Lily Kavanaugh was our player of the game, presented by Adrenaline Fundraising, and she came up for an interview and did a great job.
Wow, she was incredible.
Yeah, breaking
really
things
good
down.
Basketball knowledge.
And so she's got a great future ahead of her. Knocked out of bounds, and it is going to be Richland basketball. Kavanaugh Jr. Chance for Richland to take the lead right here. these shots are looking good on the release and such, but just not able to find a home in the net. There's going to be a foul against Union. It goes against Ellie Fleming, her first foul, third team foul. At the foul line, Macy Milam, who has 5 points and stays that way. At the end of the first quarter, Union led 13-10.
Just got confirmation Brian Hill will come up and say a
few
few
good.
words.
You got the direct line there.
You better believe it.
Well connected. Union coming out of backcourt. Fighting hard for it right there is Haywood, and she's going to draw a foul. That will go against Kukas. First foul, third team foul, still even up there. Union will get the chance to inbound. Wasn't a shooting foul. And now it's Haywood who drifts back, fires it off, and she shot a couple of air balls on those long-range jumpers, but she's also made some sweet baskets too in that first quarter, coming through with 7 points in the first quarter on 3 field goals. Looks like it's going to be 2 shots. A foul down low. That is going against Ellie Fleming, her second, fourth team foul. Look for a possible lineup change here. Actually, there's 2 players down getting ready to come in. At the foul line is Maggie Smith. Also in for Union, Layla Sanderson and Zoe Robards. 30-second timeout is called by Union. We'll take a quick break here on STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
15-14 the score. The first shot by Maggie Smith was not good, and this will be their 4th attempt on foul shots to tie the game. It's 15-14, and there it is. They were 2 for 3 from the line in the first quarter, now 1 for 4 in the second quarter, so that's going to take them at 3 for 7. Union feels the press and gets through it. Tied again, tied for the 3rd time in this game. Under 5 minutes to go, and that one's going to be picked off. Getting that steal is Kylie Fox, and going to draw a foul on the other end. That takes Union up to 5 fouls now.
You see the Richland
Rowan
coach,
Riley called for the foul.
The Richland coach there, she's dressed up.
Kylie Fox with 2 shots. I'm sorry, I was checking something. What's going on?
I'm saying the Richland coach, you know, she's dressed up.
Oh, yeah. Looking sharp down there. And I'm sure she played plenty of basketball in her days of at being a basketball player.
I didn't know that.
So 16 points is what Richland has as the lead switches hands for the 3rd time. 16-15. This is a relatively low-scoring game. To repeat, it was 0-0 past the 2-minute mark in the quarter, and then they hit 10-10 and didn't get much after that. Richland's going to have the basketball with 4:24 left in the second quarter. Brooklyn Haywood called for the foul on that push. Team foul number 6. So Ellie Fleming has 2. Haywood, Ava Smith, and Alexandra Yelverton, as well as Rowan Riley, all have 1 foul. Again, not a bad shot. I mean, they're not forcing them. They're getting room in between themselves and the defender. That was beautiful. Sometimes you just got to say, what the heck, I'm going in there and put it up.
You know, I don't always make this comment, but, you know, there's one thing about girls basketball. They do that little under the hoop toss-up and it works more times than not. I just am impressed by that.
It's nice to see when they do connect on those. Sometimes they'll get a little far in, and you see what we saw last night from Oak Harbor.
Yes.
Oh, man, they missed a lot of layups. Haywood ends up with the basketball. Keeping an eye on what she's doing, and it's stolen away. Now, there goes Richland. Quick, fast break. Oh, gosh, that's so tough to see for either team when they miss a shot like that. No matter who we're calling, it's always really tough. Hannah Summers, junior, checking in for Union, and also Lexi Hay back in for Richland. She's a senior. I want to go over the class breakdown, too. Richland with 6 seniors, 4 juniors, 2 sophomores, 1 freshman, 13 on their roster. Working the baseline, carried the basketball. For Union, 2 seniors, 5 juniors, 3 sophomores, 1 freshman, total of 11 on their roster.
Yeah, I thought for sure when I saw Richland make that break and come running down,
It was a gimme.
That is where they usually wind up too far under the basket.
Yeah,
she didn't.
She didn't. She just didn't put the right touch on the shot. Yeah, you're right. And we get frustrated for them because, when that one was playing out perfectly until they didn't go in the basket. Out it goes. That's Richland ball going the other direction now. If you're just tuning in, Richland's in the green uniforms with yellow and black, and Union in the white uniforms with red and gray. Like 0 for 7 on those. I'm checking, not 0 for 7. They made 3 of them early, but in this quarter they've really struggled. They just haven't been. She loses her shoe. Wow, it came out from under her. And that is going to be Kukas with the basketball, making the basket, and that's just something else as the shoe came off there. What is the brand on that one?
Yeah.
Starts with an N.
Playing beyond the capabilities of her shoes.
Yeah. 20-15, up to a 5-point lead. Biggest lead of the game for either team. And Richland has it. Coming up on 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. That's out of bounds. Union will maintain possession. They inbound front court, and Richland still tied on them.
Coming to you in crystal clear 4K.
So you have to make some adjustments when you go for 4K.
You do.
But it's great you have the capability.
Well, that's the thing. They think it's drag and drop.
You got to put the time in to get it up to that level. Yeah, there's still probably some trying this out there. They're using 1K.
Yeah, that's
1:51 to go in the second quarter. We're waiting to see what's going. They're getting things. I'm looking at the clocks. We had that happen 2 or 3 times in the first game. Because you're going, okay, process elimination. What are they talking about when it's not clear and obvious? We got Jeff Matson to our right, who's the guru of local officials and in the state.
Number 24, Ava Smith.
Sweet basket by Ava Smith. She now has 6 points, both on 3-pointers, and a pickoff. Ava Smith gets that. Doing great on both ends of the court. 2-point game. Richland up by the 2. Ava doing a solid job of dribbling. She's got that shoe fastly secured to her foot after she slipped out of it. Foul is going to go against Richland. Won't be a shooting foul. That's going to be called. Kylie Fox is the one getting called for it. Kylie Fox, 2 fouls. 16 fouls for the Union Titans. Okay. 30 seconds on the shot clock as it refreshes with the foul. Union up high. Ava working her way in. Connects. Smith now 8 points. She is the leading scorer for the Union Titans. 20/20 vision on the board. Tied for the 4th time. This has been a good one, and really defense has played a part of it, but Richland has missed a lot of outside shots. Unlike that one, which was right on the money for Maggie Smith. 22-20, Richland on top. Got a grab, and that's going to be called against Richland.
You know, when you wear those specialized shoes like all the girls are doing, you can't unsee the shoes.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at the shoes, I'm going, oh, she's the one that came out of her shoes.
Yeah, that's right. Kylie Kukas called for the foul for Richland, her second 15 foul. So the fresh 30 on the clock. There's 35 on the quarter clock. Here in the second quarter, Ava Smith going through. Still plenty of time. 17 on the shot clock, but they throw it away. That is their 5th turnover. 2-point lead for Richland as they come flying through there. And there's an example of just throwing it up. And you got to, it's a case, too, you got to keep your head in the air to see where you're shooting the basket to the basket. Way outside, rattles out of there. Quarter comes to an end, and we are at halftime. It's anybody's game. Richland leading 22-20, so they outscored Union. That was by 12-7. And that was more Richland's quarter, but again, they missed a lot of outside shots. So we're going to take a break here. Brian Hill's going to come over and join us. So he's on his way, and he is the head coach for Glacier Peak girls, and them hosting the tournament here. So we'll have fun talking to Brian. He's been here as the head coach for Glacier Peak High School since 2008 when the school opened. So he's been at it quite some time. Here he comes right now. So Brian Hill, good to see you.
How's it going?
Well, let's get your microphone down there, and you're all set.
There we go. How's that?
Yeah, doing great. Great to have you hosting again. This is the 3rd Top of the Peak tournament, if I recall right.
Yeah, maybe the 4th. I don't know. We've had some canceled, so I don't remember.
Oh, okay, yeah. So 2018, 2019, I know we were here.
Yeah.
And then back this year, and obviously the pandemic prevented this from happening, but you guys do a great job of putting this together. There's a lot of work involved in that too, I imagine.
Oh, there is. At the end of the season, I kind of go through all the state brackets from all the classifications, and I look at all the rosters of who's graduating, who's coming back, you know, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of invite the teams that I think are going to be some of the top in the state next year, and for the most part, we'd do pretty good.
I think you've done a great job. And you look at these two teams, Richland's 3-1. They've had a couple games canceled because of weather, and also Union 7-0. And then the previous game, both teams, Emerald Ridge and Tahoma, coming into the game, were 7-1.
Yeah, and Tahoma had lost to Emerald Ridge about 2 weeks earlier by 2, and so that was just a great rematch battle right there.
Yeah, and you could see that it was in rematch form.
Oh, yeah.
With the intensity of that game. We thought it was like, well, it looks like a postseason game right here.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, they're going to see each other at least a couple more times. They're in the same district. They're not in the same league, so they're going to have a district game again probably. And, yeah, it'd be a fun one to go to.
You got a win earlier today. You guys will play tomorrow against Nooksack Valley, right?
Yeah. And Nooksack's, man, they're good.
I hear they have a player.
I can't think of her name right now.
I'll look it up.
Number 24.
Number 24, yeah.
Yeah, she's the real deal. And in fact, Gonzaga had called me yesterday, and they said, "Hey, is your tournament still on?" I go, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, cool. I'm hopping on the plane. I'll be over there." So she flew over here just to watch, you know, the Nooksack girl and the rest of the teams too. I mean, she's good basketball, high school basketball here. So
it is, you know, the level of competition, like you say, with bringing in the teams that you do. That makes it fun. It makes it fun for the fans as well. It looks like you had to come over on that last game and have a little conference with the Emerald Ridge coach.
Yeah, there was parents were getting a little chippy. There's stuff going on. It's basketball.
You're absolutely right, and it gets intense. And it's, like you said, those teams had played each other before, and it looked like everything worked out at the end there. But again, you know, the coaches, everybody, especially when you're in a tight game, they're going to get into it, and you know they're going to get intense. That's what happens.
You know, and even for the refs, they love this tournament because this is what state's going to be like, and a lot of those refs, you know, want to just like we want to get to the next level, those refs got to kind of get voted in too. They just don't automatically go to state.
Right.
So, to get that kind of quality games going on, and then to have to deal with the adversity of parents and coaches and everything else. And, so it's good for them too to get that practice as well.
And we saw earlier Riaj Kanji, who's one of our longtime refs up here, and Brian Kelly doing these last 2 games. So you look out there and you see familiar faces, and that's the fun for us too, having done this for quite a few years, is that, like with the coaches, and hey man, how's it going? And we get to see the comparison. So anyway, thanks a lot for coming
thanks
up.
so much for having us,
Appreciate
guys.
it. You
Glad
do
you
a
guys
great
were able
job.
to do this, and hopefully next year we'll get a little more information out there earlier, so you guys can be at all of them. It'd be great.
Yeah, you guys were able to put it together here in the last few weeks, or get the info
we've
out?
kind of had it on the schedule for a while. The problem is just people get canceled. Like we were supposed to have a California team, and they were legit. They had just knocked off one of the top 10 teams in the country.
Wow.
And I got the call from them 5:30 Monday night, said our flight got canceled, Southwest.
Yeah, that was happening all over the place. No kidding.
And so luckily Tahoma, they were supposed to go to Arizona.
Okay.
And their flights got canceled, Southwest. And so, they so
it worked out great.
It worked out great because Tahoma's the real deal. They're a tough team.
Yeah, they are tough.
So it's good, but next year we'll get this thing going earlier.
Sounds great.
Perfect.
Well, we look forward to being here
Thanks
next
so much
year
again,
too.
guys. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.
Yep. All right.
That's Brian Hill, 15th year as head coach at Glacier Peak. He's been here from the beginning. We'll take a break and then come back with more here on STSPN.com. Stay tuned.
Come with us. The new generation. The next level. Sending it big.
You're in for a good run. Let's go.
Come with us to the track, to the trails, to the slopes, to the surf, to the fight, to the race.
Look at this!
To the 4 a.m. starts. Training harder, pushing further, hitting back, hard. To the fans, to the followers, and the haters.
But it doesn't matter.
Come with us to the blood, to the sweat, and the broken bones. Cue rehab. We never quit. We never give up. We take control. To the world titles. To the world's first. The world's best.
UFC Strawweight Champion.
Come with us. We're just getting started.
It's going to be so much fun, I promise you.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Well, this ought to be something here in the second half. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate Brian Hill coming by for an interview at halftime. 22-20 on STSPN, top of the peak tournament. And it is Richland inbounding to start the second half. I'm Mark Aucutt with Todd Elvig and Sarah Elvig. And it's been a close one. I mean, there's been some decent gap in there. The biggest lead was 20-15 for Richland in the second quarter. But overall, these teams have played each other really close. And so there's a basket over on the right side. Mackenzie Schultz getting her first points of the game, 24-20. So Richland had only scored 2 points to the 5 for Union as they tied it up at the end of the first half. Outside, coming up short. Ava Smith missing, and she has hit 2 3-pointers plus a 2-point field goal. Richland got a seam over there. Again, too hard off the glass. Leading scorer is Ava Smith for Union, and overall in the game, too. That's going to be Union ball. So now they're playing right in front of their bench. They have the white uniforms with the red and gray color scheme, and Richland in the green uniforms with yellow and black. There's a little white there for, looks like a basketball logo, or their mushroom cloud logo. I'm sure that's what, if we get a little closer, we can tell. 24-20 as they take some time. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and the shot clock goes off. He really laid on the horn that time.
Yeah.
But Richland ends up with it. There's good ball movement. That's what you like to see. Macy Milam now has 8 points. Leading scorer for Richland is Maggie Smith. She's got, oh no, she also has 8. So Macy and Maggie each have 8 points. 6-point lead. Richland with their biggest lead of the game. Soft touch over on the right side by the freshman, Brooklyn Haywood. 26-22. Richland coming out of backcourt and trying to develop something perhaps inside. They had a player come through. Look at that. Talk about inside. That's Maggie Smith. Back to a 6-point lead. Under 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Union with the freshman again, Brooklyn Haywood. Over on the side, that's Yelverton.
Number 40, Alex
Yelverton working it. And she definitely takes care of a lot of things inside. Around they go. Slick passing there, smart passing by Richland. Now, you got, again, they sag off her. We've seen that a lot as Union lets them take the shots, and
letting them play.
A no-go for Mackenzie Schultz. And yeah, this one could get even more intense. Obviously, They're playing to see who gets to the championship, and it is a close game.
Well,
Out of bounds, Richland ball.
That and the T-shirt, you know, you can't ever downplay the T-shirt.
No, the player of the game T-shirt.
That's right.
So you have those two tomorrow, and that is for the consolation. Let me get these times here.
Third place game.
Full timeout. We'll go ahead and take a timeout then, and I'll get to that right after we take this break.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back. And, you know, that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Full practice, switch doctor, requesting immediate hot extra. Take it on.
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boats.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
Welcome back. 28-24 is the score. We're in the third quarter, and it is Richland leading Union by the 4 points. Mark Aucutt, Todd Elvig, and Sarah Elvig here at Glacier Peak High School, the top of the peak tournament. And Richland had a 6-point lead a couple of times. There's a good distribution and a swirling one out that time for the Bombers. Pressure defense, Union trying to break it. And now getting out of backcourt just in time. Haywood, good shot, just didn't connect. Push off down low. Looks like it's going to go against Yelverton. Should. Yep, that's her second foul. First team foul.
Team's first in the second half.
Richland has not committed a foul so far. Now the first two games tomorrow, which we won't be airing, Mount Spokane and Burlington Edison, that will take place at 10 a.m. That's game 9 in the tournament. This is game 8. Good drive to the basket. That's the way you're supposed to do it. Maya Rowe, textbook right there. Because she had a really good move going in and then a great close. You get that close in, you want to make those baskets. Near steal, now it becomes a steal. Richland with the ball, taking it in. Down it goes. Kylie Fox coming through, and it's up to an 8-point lead. Timeout called by Richland. Let's keep it right here and go over what's going on. Okay, full timeout. Well, then we'll take a full break here. It is a full. So we'll be back.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Better believe Les Schwab's doing the right thing since 1952. We're happy to have them as a presenting sponsor. That was really cool when you brought them on board.
Yeah, they're
like
really into, the high school athlete and promoting tournaments and things like that.
Oh, that's dribbled off her foot. Going to go the other direction. So back to Richland. They have an 8-point lead. It's the biggest lead of the game for either team. And I know they want to add to it. They've been moving the ball really well, and is starting to connect on some inside shots because her outside shooting has not been strong. They've been getting the shots. I mean, good looks and such, and good-looking shots, but just haven't been able to connect. So they've mixed it up a little bit, Todd, and been going inside more and getting the benefits of that. Haywood coming out of the backcourt, just a freshman there. Looks like she had a great carry. Didn't travel, but she kind of curled the ball into her hand or palm and then her arm and took it in. That's a sweet move right there. So it's a 6-point lead, and Richland throws the ball away. 8 turnovers for them, and for Union, 9 turnovers. Kukas is back in. Union will inbound and a chance to trim that lead, which was 8, get it in half or a little closer with a 3-pointer.
I think the coach for, who was that, Emerald Ridge?
Yeah.
He's down there talking to the 2 runner-ups with the track suits. He's got the split-piece suit on, but then he's talking to a powder blue and a powder pink.
Powder purple, or is that pink?
Is that pink? I don't know. I think those are the 2 runner-ups.
Yeah, they're just conferring. Oh, okay. So then you got those matching up tomorrow. You have Emerald Ridge will be in one of the games. Actually going to be broadcast here. Oh, again, looking really good inside. Kylie Fox has hit one, and Maggie Smith, and that's part of the reason that Richland is up by 8 points. Loses a dribble, and it goes to Richland.
Good awareness.
Yes. And Richland has just got a good team. You know, they play well as a team. Basket by Maggie Smith. She gets another inside shot. Richland trying to expand things. They've got it up to a 10-point lead. 36-26. And this is a fun team to watch. They move, they hustle. Not that the other team doesn't, but that's going to count. And again, inside for Kylie Fox, plus a foul. Second team foul against Union. That foul goes against Layla Senderson. First foul, second team foul. So Kylie Fox is at the foul line and makes the foul shot. Completes the 3-point play. She is having a great third quarter with 7 points. And she might be getting a T-shirt later on. Had 6 in the first quarter, so she's got 13 in the game, and it's up to a 13-point lead, 39-26.
You know, I saw that where the bid on those shirts on eBay is quite high.
Skyrocketed.
Yeah, they're like Super Bowl rings.
They called traveling, but it maybe could have gone there. It looked like there might have been a push, but okay, we'll go with traveling. Lexi Hay is back into the game for Richland. Union to inbound, and Richland will put the press on again, which, if nothing else, just gets in the face of the Union Titans, and it's like you can't let up at all as you bring that ball out of backcourt. Sometimes tough to get it over half court with the 10 seconds you have allotted to you. Haywood backing up. Haywood's cooled down after a strong first quarter. Mostly from the outside. It's Richland again. That is 12 turnovers for the Bombers. Back in for Richland, a sophomore, Maggie Schultz.
Yeah, I think Union just needs to settle down a little bit. They're getting a little anxious.
They are. Well,
with the score, it's just settle down, play your game.
Try to make too much happen in too short a period of time. They're down by the 13. They have to start chipping away at this score. Richland has just been really, oh my gosh, another one.
I can't even believe how, I don't know how that went in.
This is really a good inside game for Richland. They came out with a mission, and they have scored 12 points off inside shots. That's a beauty by Haywood. So it was 41-26, a 15-point lead now, 13. 32 seconds to go. Third quarter action, and they just continue to give Richland those outside shots. Tough miss right there by Schultz. Just, you could kind of see it coming that time. 17 seconds left, no shot clock going. Union with the basketball, cutting in and now over. That is Ava Smith. 7 seconds, they finally run the play. She comes up way short with an air ball. And there is Haywood. Well, if that goes in, does not get it. 41-28. And a good, strong pull ahead by Richland as they led 22-20 at halftime. Outscored them 19-8. And that is the big difference. We'll be back. Stay tuned on STSPN.com.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Here we go. It is going to be Union with the ball going into the fourth quarter. Down by 13. They've trailed by as much as 15.
Union basketball.
Richland really turned it on in that quarter, and it was their inside game that got it done. 6 inside points for Maggie Smith and also for Kylie Fox. Plus, on one of those, she got to wrap up with a three-point play. So that is a big factor right there. Those are essentially 13 of the 19 points they scored. That was a beautiful shot.
Number 23, Brooklyn, Haywood.
Haywood coming through. That's her second three-pointer of the game. Had 10 points in the first quarter, 6 in the third, and now that one. Inside, down low. Fox continues to get the job done. And a big reason that Richland is being able to get that done is that their players just keep moving.
They do too.
On both ends of the court. And there's been no let up there. We got an offensive foul. That's against Alex Yelverton, her third.
They can't be
Team
doing
foul
that.
number 3.
I mean, they're in a position right now. They have to really watch their fouls because I mean, that's not going to work for them.
That's true. They've got 3 team fouls. Yelverton has the 3, 2 for Ellie Fleming, then several others with 1 each.
But it's just a turnover.
It's got, yeah, it is. Offensive
That's
foul
more
like
important
that.
than anything. I mean,
Yeah.
they got to get down there and score.
You don't get anything out of it except turning the ball over. Missed shot. They've not, oh, she's going outside the arc too. A couple of those missed now, battling for the rebound inside. It is going to be last touched by Richland. Well, they tried the outside shots a couple of times, and they truly found out how effective the inside game is. They missed a number of outside shots in that first half. Yeah, we got a push off. That's Kylie Kukas called for the foul. Third foul on her. First team foul against Richland in the second half. They committed 5 in the first half. Union between the circles. Haywood, the freshman, a great 360 move there, but didn't have enough to finish it. 6:30 to go in the fourth quarter. A 12-point lead for the Richland Bombers out of the Tri-Cities. And that was just thrown up there. Oh. We got a foul on the ground, on the floor. That one's going to go against Macy Milam. First foul, second team.
Into the game for Richland, number 4.
Back into the game for the Bombers is Maggie Smith, senior point guard. And returning for Union is Ava Smith, a junior. They're a pretty young team. Union with just 2 seniors and the 5 juniors, plus a super freshman. That's got to be a held ball at some point. Going to go back to Richland.
You know, the coach for Richland, she's very calm. I haven't
She
seen her
is
animated
actually.
at
She
all.
carries herself very well over there. And what's nice is it's through practice that she's drilled the players and, you know, got them in the practice set that way. Maggie Smith coming through. And then you don't have to ride them during the game. Now, some of that's okay, but I've seen games, and one recently at the college level, where the head coach was just all over her team the whole game. And it's hard for your players to work together when they're constantly having something in their ear.
Why was there no score? Oh, there it goes. Oh, no, we got one scoreboard with 45 and one with 40. Yeah, there it goes.
Okay, they got it now, 41-35.
If they'd have the Daktronics, it would have done both the boards at the same time.
Yeah, and they, you know, at some point, I mean, because they've had this one from the beginning, in 08, they need to maybe call over to South Dakota. And Daktronics is actually what it's from, is from the DAC is for Dakota. And they're definitely, you see them out not just in sports scoreboards, but you also see them with road signs and different things out there. They've expanded because they're reliable.
That's exactly right.
And they have the options for people like us to plug in, and then we can put more on the screen for the viewer.
Correct.
We would have that tonight, but we don't have that option. Union with the basketball. 6:08 to go. And if they string something together, this could get interesting. But Richland up on them throughout this game. That defense has just been fantastic. In good position to get the rebound. Lexi Hay, and now the Bombers will work it out of backcourt. See if they work to go inside again. They've just had a couple of misses recently on a three-point. No foul. A little further and not connecting. There's going to be a foul this time. Foul is going to go on Macy Milam. It's her second foul, third team foul. They're even up at 3 fouls apiece.
Wasn't she got the last foul?
Yes, she did.
Because you called her out for her first foul, and now she's number 2.
2 of them pretty quick. And the teams with that press, subbing in, keeping the legs fresh out there. That's an attempted steal. Coming through Kylie Fox, who I think would possibly be a very good choice for our Adrenaline fundraising player of the game if Richland picks up the victory. It's looking very good for them right now. Inbound pass to Rowan Riley. Haywood, three-pointer. Looked good from here, but drew iron. Union getting that fresh 30 on the clock, and they're going to call traveling. Brian Kelly with the call downstairs. Brian Kelly, Pat Madsen, and Chris Smith are our officials here for game number 2. Kelly working this one and the last one. The other guys out there with him earlier were Mark Poland and John Brown. Going inside. 2 shots will be coming up for the Richland player. That one is Maggie Smith. Is 2 for 2 from the 1 for 2 from the line. That goes against Ava Smith, her second, 4th team foul. Maggie Smith at the line with 2 shots. Makes the first one. We got several substitutions. That's interesting. 12, 13, and 14 come in for Union. Mackenzie Spike, Layla Senderson, and Zoe Robards.
Did she make that? Because I didn't see the score go up.
No.
Oh.
Well, unless they were a little bit. No, didn't make that one. I thought she did make that first one.
That's what I thought, too. Oh, over the line violation.
Oh, lane violation. Okay, that's it.
We got that from quality control.
Wait a minute, yeah. Out of bounds. A 15-point lead again. 46-31. Coming back in for Richland is Kylie Kukas. A 15-point lead for the Bombers. Matching their biggest and a chance to crank some more on the board here. Wide open. Oh, Sometimes from the angle, you're thinking maybe that's a little closer than going on the outside there. It's out of bounds. It's going to be Union basketball. And Richland doing a superb job just not letting up. They're into this from start to finish. It's a good collective effort. Offensive foul.
Number 14.
That's going to go against Zoe Robarts. Her first 15 foul, 3 of them for the Richland Bombers. And now Richland set to go. See the little pressure on them now this time. At 46-31, that's going to be a tough road. 4:04 to go here in the quarter. Scoreboard stuck for, wait a minute, 3:52 to go. One scoreboard stuck, the other one's cranking down. You might want to, we should have suggested to Brian Hill.
I don't have any words.
Maybe it's time for a new scoreboard operation, because this one to our right
is
been
locked
sitting
up
at 4:05. Because I'm going, wait a minute, I thought there was less than 4 minutes. Well, according to the one over on our left, there's 3:28.
The shot clock's locked up over there too.
Yeah, it sure is. Everything on the right side is locked up, so you got to look at the left side. And now that scoreboard over there shut off completely.
Yeah. We've got one that's working though. That's good.
Yeah. 3:12 to go in the fourth quarter.
We're gonna have to talk to the Snohomish School District about
bring some funds over here to Glacier
untying
Peak.
the purse strings up here. At
Everything
Glacier
worked
Peak.
fine at Snohomish last night.
Yeah, worked great.
But then again, they've got a Daktronics.
Yeah, that's right.
Macy Milam is coming back in the lineup. They seem like they called a foul there, but
nothing showed up.
Nothing is showing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at
big
that.
steal
That
right there. Great job by Lexi Hay. Add another to the part of the inside game. It's 48-31.
That was perfect.
On
but
the
you know,
left
that is
side.
where we see the going too far. She didn't. She made
No,
this,
and that's just it. You just pace your steps on the way in and release at the right time. Know where the basket is. That one's going to go against Mackenzie Schultz. First foul. She's played a lot out there. To just have one foul is quite impressive. She's been in the mix down underneath, too. Knocked out of bounds. Richland about to make a substitution. Paige Morrow re-enters the lineup. Coming out of the game will be Maggie Smith. She's had a great game.
I had the inside wire to Coach Rowe, but he's probably down in Mexico.
The holiday there?
Yeah, he likes to go down there with his wife, lay in the sun. It's off season for football, so.
Oh, there you go. Maggie Smith has 17 points in the game. Ball out of bounds and Union gets it. I'm just looking to see here. You know, obviously it's more than just the points. You look at the all-round effort they would have, and they've had a good all-round effort. Maggie Smith averages 10.
Oh,
that's a perfect shot.
She knew she had it, too. You see her clap over there? She's like, I got this.
Oh, and that's a great feeling when you release and know you got it. Jalen Sanderson, one of the two Sandersons out there. She's about to come in.
You know, that mid shot, that
wow,
short
I
jumper.
Thought it might go, what's that?
The short jumper, they're just having a hard time with that.
They are. 14-point lead. And good positioning by Union down low. Wide open is Ava Smith. Now they've had their problems with hitting those outside shots, and Richland's going to throw it away. And with a 14-point lead and a minute 39 to go, now both scoreboards are synced up. That is going to be in the favor of Richland as far as winning this game. I don't see Union coming back in that short a period of time.
They got to get it out to number 12. She's got a good look at that three-pointer.
Yeah. Richland just moving the ball, which they've done well on the perimeter. And then they have had the trouble with the missed shots from the outside. We get our player of the game up here. We'll talk to her about what kind of strategy they switched to and how they did it going into the second half. There's Haywood. Haywood having a lot of points in this one. She's got 12 in the second half and 22 in the game. That's a big game. We got a timeout called by Union, down by 11. Yeah, we'll see how this goes the rest of the way. 58.6 to go in the fourth quarter. This is STSPN.
People say that there's no such thing as superheroes, that superhuman strength is only something you read about in comic books. They say men can't fly and they can't breathe underwater. That's because they don't know my dad.
The Navy SEAL Foundation is committed to supporting the warriors and families of naval special warfare. Join us at NavySealFoundation.org.
Back here at Glacier Peak High School, talk of the Peak Tournament. And it's at least 3 times it's been here. And a great job by Brian Hill. If you were listening at halftime, they had to make a couple of changes because they had a team from California. Their flight was canceled. And then
and what airline was that?
Southwest. They just shut them down left and right. It's amazing.
Did.
What's amazing is how many flights, not just them, but these airlines fly, especially around the holidays, in a short period of time, several thousand. It's like, man, keeping that all
Well,
straight.
I can understand the snow ones, but he said it was canceled from California. I don't know what the problem was coming from California to Seattle.
That's exactly right. Unless they were concerned about snow up here. No, that would be the airline, maybe. So there's going to be a foul.
Maybe Southwest is dealing with some of the same kind of controller, like Bob's controller that they got here at Glacier Peak.
With the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
might be hooked up to the same system. Ava Smith called for the foul, her third 16 foul. An 11-point lead, and you're going to see Richland take a lot of time here because they have the time to take and they have the 11-point lead. Biggest lead has been 17. 6 straight points for Union, but too little, too late. Basket inside. Mackenzie Schultz now has 4 points. So let's see. Going to go Maggie Smith or Kylie Fox. Both of them have done a great job in the second half of propelling the Richland Bombers to what they have and have done.
You know, I got a question for you to ask the player of the game, and that is because I think that a lot of these girls are sponsored. I think that they stay with families here. I'm not sure they're staying at hotels.
Okay, that's a nice thing
ask
to
her
do.
where they're staying.
Yeah, that's great. Now we're staying in the penthouse of the Hyatt Regency.
Well, the way these girls are playing, they should.
Yeah, they deserve top-level treatment. Haywood just a little bit short, just under 10 seconds left in the game.
And they're playing wire to wire.
Richland is going to be playing against Tahoma, a very good team. Those teams you're going to have that tomorrow. Those teams are going to match up really well. Great disciplined Richland team out here in Tahoma. Has a very well coached, strong team themselves. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
That is something. And that is the game. That's their fourth three-pointer. Let's go with Maggie Smith.
Number
4. Number 4. So that wraps it up here for the game. We're going to have our interview with the selection of the player of the game, which is brought to you by Adrenaline Fundraising. And that is going to be Maggie Smith, the senior, who just had a fantastic game, especially in the second half. And again, between her and Kylie Fox, it was hard. What size T-shirt over here?
Medium.
Okay. There we go. We get that ready to go, and we'll have the interview coming up. Pardon that, as we have Sarah going down getting her. Here she comes. Here comes Maggie Smith for our comprehensive interview. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and just put those on. All right. Getting that media exposure. Your microphone looks like it's in a good spot. So, hey, great job out there.
Thank you.
You know, the big thing, in the first half, you definitely helped offensively with a total of 8 points. But in the second half, you guys just dominated with the 8. You had 8 lay-ins there.
Yeah.
That made a big difference. And, I mean, that was huge.
Yeah, it was great. In halftime, we just kind of got it together and realized we had to slow it down and get back to our play.
Yeah, and that's it. What type of things did you talk about? I imagine you spotted some things too.
Yeah, basically just slowing down and like playing our ball and not letting them speed us up, and on like defense trying to transition more instead
Yeah.
of just letting them get the ball and shoot, I guess.
Yeah, you guys
With the threes.
are really conditioned well
Yeah.
because you stayed strong throughout that entire game with your press.
Yeah, we run a lot during practice.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so you have Tahoma
Yes.
coming up tomorrow. We
Yeah.
saw them earlier, and they're impressive. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, afternoon game. Oh, yeah. We asked, where are they putting up the teams? Is it hotels or did you have?
Yeah,
oh,
so we drove it's like 4 hours away from where we actually live in the Tri-Cities,
Yeah.
but we're staying in Hampton, I think it is.
Okay.
In Woodinville.
Okay.
Yeah, so
it's
it's
just
a bit of a
we didn't
drive.
know if they had team sponsors or different, or if you stayed in hotels.
No, I think our program plays for it.
Oh,
like
okay.
Our Richland program.
That's fantastic. And it's a very big tradition
Yeah.
down there for Richland to do well in sports.
Yeah.
And of course, the great logo as well.
Yeah, I'm actually new this year, so
Oh,
that's
you
my
are?
first year. I'm a senior. But
Yeah,
I
where
transferred.
were you at from?
I came from Connell. It was a 1A
Oh,
school.
okay, yeah. So, and you definitely play it
Yeah.
at this level, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So we're happy for you, and
Thank
we're going to get a T-shirt to you.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and just a great job
Okay.
doing, really helping lead your team. You know, Kylie Fox,
Yes.
also the two of you,
Yeah.
and going inside. It was fun
Do
to
I-
announce. There you go. Player of the game, STSPN.com, which and this game you can go check
Okay.
on. It'll have the address there to
Okay,
go ahead and
perfect.
check it out if you want to see and see if we got things correct for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey, Maggie, thanks so much.
Yes,
and
thank
have
you.
a great time tomorrow in the championship.
I will.
We'll also have that game on.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks a lot. That's Maggie Smith, our player of the game. And I'll move this over without hopefully scraping. Yeah, thanks, Maggie. And it's so fun talking to these athletes. And, you know, just like her and in the previous game, Lily Kavanaugh, they just are fun to talk to in the sense that, you know, they are very articulate and, you know, love the game of basketball. And that's pretty impressive coming from 1A Connell to Tri-City. And, yeah, we've had a great time out here in these two games tonight. And the first one was delayed on the start, and that was a victory for Tahoma, 54-43. And then on this second game, it was a big win for the Richland Bombers as they got it 50-37. Final score, Mark Aucutt going to be signing off here. We've got Sarah Elvig, thank you, and Todd, as always, and you'll be out there tomorrow, 1:30 and 3:15 for the consolation game, for third and fourth place game, and then the championship game coming up at 3:15. So on behalf of them and here at STSPN, we wish you a good rest of your evening. Winning is for tonight. Sportsmanship is for a lifetime. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.